This is ANN News Brief.
A second case of Ebola has been detected in eastern DR Congo city, Goma, on Tuesday, increasing concern the virus could establish a foothold in the densely populated area of 2 million people close to the Rwandan border. Goma's first Ebola case was detected in mid-July, prompting the World Health Organization (WHO) to warn that the spread of the disease could accelerate. Head of DR Congo's Ebola response team, Jean-Jacques Muyembe, was quoted as saying in an official statement that the latest person with the virus started developing symptoms 10 days ago after arriving from a mining area outside the city. Muyembe says response teams are continuing work to decontaminate the home of the case, and unlike the first case, it says the latest patient will be able to receive appropriate treatment in Goma, as a facility has been opened there. Health officials believe the patient is not connected to the first case in Goma. The epidemic has killed more than 1,700 people since it was declared almost a year ago, becoming the second worst outbreak on record. It has been declared a global health emergency. After the shooting in the Sudan on Monday that led to the death of 4 school children at a rally, lessons in all Sudanese schools have now been suspended indefinitely amid mass demonstrations over the killings. The state news agency reports that the ruling military authorities ordered schools nationwide to close their doors from Wednesday. 5 persons have died in North Kordofan state, 4 of them school students. Dozens more were injured after snipers and other gunmen opened fire on the protests in El Obeid over fuel and bread shortages. In response, protesting students gathered in cities including the capital Khartoum in demonstration following the killings and to continue pressing their demands. Head of Sudan's ruling military council said on Tuesday there must be immediate accountability. Campaigners, the Forces of Freedom and Change coalition of opposition groups, accused the military and paramilitary forces of opening fire on the high school pupils and have called for more protests. Opposition leaked doctor says so far at least 120 persons have been killed during demonstrations. Stay with us, we return after this message.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network, ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
In Mozambique, rights activists have called an amnesty law passed this week in the country a betrayal of the thousands of victims' conflicts. The law exempts from prosecution members of government forces and rebel-turned-opposition group Renamo for crimes committed between 2014 and 2016. Critics also challenged the idea that the amnesty will promote peace, saying that 4 previous amnesties did not achieve such thing. Renamo fighters and government forces were involved in clashes since disputed elections in 2014. During this time, Human Rights Watch HRW said the 2 forces were involved in enforced disappearances, torture, and killings. Mozambique's President Filipe Nyusi has denied that the government forces committed any crimes. HRW then questioned why he submitted the draft law to Parliament. Human Rights Watch says the law will ensure impunity for past grave crimes, and it will also likely pave the way for future abuses. That's CNN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CNN Africa TV. I am Lucy Adeyemi.